every success story has a great backstory. So I figured we start from the beginning. Let's start with little baby Justin. Maybe not from the womb, but let's just go.
Okay.
Where did maybe content creation start for you? What was like that spark?
I don't. It started really late, to be honest. I feel like the want to do it's always been there. My dad always tells me, like, especially wrestling related. I was always doing the Hulk Hogan behind the ear or pretend to be Booker T saying sucker.
Yeah.
Um, I remember when I like became a teenager, we had a trampoline at my grandparents' house. I started filming wrestling matches with my brother. Even when we're not filming, I was doing crazy stuff like jumping off the house or blading and bleeding everywhere
Oh, wow.
just for the theatric of it. Or like we'd watch Ridiculousness, and me and my little brother, we would react or not react, but we'd redo everything that was on the TV.
Oh, jeez.
Probably to where we shouldn't have, but we were. Um, and then when it really started, actually, was a couple years ago. I want to say 2021, 22, somewhere in there. I started making action figure content, and then me and my fiance split up, actually, and I stopped making anything. And my dad was like, "Look, you got to find something to get you out of your head."
Right.
And then I started making the action figure content again, and I dove in deep. And that started taking off. I was growing subscribers, and next thing you know, I'm starting a podcast, and we're here.
I
It's
think
a long story.
No, it's a perfect story. It's got all the things that I think every child had, at least that want of
Yes,
doing something a little more. But
definitely.
it's always that follow through that most people always kind of flake out on, you know?
It was that for me. Like, you're always, as a kid, you're nervous somebody's not going to embrace it.
Right.
And then there was also so much going on personally, whether that was with family, mainly with family, that just made it difficult because I'm moving from here to here. Dad's maybe not getting along with these people. Grandparents aren't maybe doing what they're supposed to. My mom wasn't ever really in the picture, which muddied some waters. It was just always a lot. So like time to really sit down, soak in what I wanted to do wasn't ever really afforded
Right.
until I became an adult. And then I was like, okay, you had all these things you want to do as a kid. Why not do them as an adult? And it worked.
And yeah, I mean, I guess it just kind of hit a lot of nails on the head for me too, because I was just like, man, I kind of remembered all those like trials and tribulations, and I'm just like, I still want to do stuff, but
Yes,
you just don't. Sometimes you just don't, and it sucks.
exactly.
Um, but I feel like, I mean, for you for sure, you've kind of pushed through that boundary and just said, "To hell with it, let's go." I'm finally getting there where I'm just like, all right, I'm going. Hopefully, I get somewhere at the end.
I think for me, it was a lot of people always telling me there was the glass ceiling,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Can I cuss on here?"
Yeah, of course.
I was like, "Fuck that." I was like, "No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see a glass ceiling, whether it was a job or school or even like I mentioned, those people close to me
Mm.
were telling me, "Hey, you'll never be able to achieve that." And I was like, "No, I don't like that narrative.
Yeah.
And I don't like that narrative at any age. Like who can tell me at 25 I can't play with an action figure, or who can tell me at 25 I can't talk to dudes who are online wrestling around their underwear? Like, nah, screw that. I can do what I want,
Oh,
and it's working.
and again, it's working beautifully. um, but yeah, no, I definitely understand that because I mean, all of us, even on our show, it's whether it be ailments, again, family really not believing in you the way you wish they would. It's tough for everybody to just kind of push through those things.
Yes.
But again, I'm always like super happy to see when somebody does it, and you can tell it again, like we've all said before, like you have a passion for what you do, you care, thoroughly about what you're doing, even when it's just doing interviews, when it's doing the streams. You actually give a shit, and it's rare. It's rare when people do something that's important to them, and when they start getting somewhere, they don't change. And I'm noticing that about you as well. It's you. Nothing has changed. The passion's still there. The cadence is still there. The way you maneuver yourself is always it's all there. No matter who you've interviewed, who you've worked with, who you've talked to. It's same old Justin, which is, again, it might sound like an insult, but it's a good thing. It's the same old Justin through and through with that same level of passion and want.
I think for me, it's just finding. For me, wrestling's always been an escape. So finding that, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid who sat down in his grandfather's living room and watched Monday Night Raw with his dad and his uncles and his grandfather, and harnessing that and figuring out how to portray that as an adult. Because, I mean, we're all fans. And when I started doing this, especially podcasting, a lot of people said, hey, you can't be a fan. You got to be professional. You got to be a journalist. You got to be non-biased. But wrestling isn't like any other sport. It's not like I'm watching football or basketball, baseball, all the other ones. It's completely objective. And like, I don't want to use the word fake, but it's just different in that it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to break all those norms because wrestling isn't normal.